What's up, y'all? Tonight's topic is about temptation. Shout out to my subscriber who stepped up when I asked a question about giving me ideas on different topics that I can bring to my channel. So temptation was what was brought to me, and I'm gonna knock that video out. Like I said, temptation, we all know what that's about. It's pretty much doing something wrong, something that can be morally wrong, you know, illegally wrong, that type of situation. And more often times than not, it's usually something that's you can a lot of times either pay the price through prison time, or it could be something that can break a friendship, a romantic relationship, a situation like that. A lot of times temptation can be if you're in a long-term relationship or a dating relationship or a long-term marriage, you go through a rough patch, y'all not seeing eye to eye on situations. You can't seem to, come to an agreement. A lot of times you that's when everybody that normally you wouldn't pay attention to start seeming more appealing to you now. Because guess what? At home, y'all arguing. But when you go and meet up with a female friend or come across somebody that's new, you in that cloud stage. Y'all talking, y'all clicking, y'all vibing. No, no arguments. She seems like she's so understanding. I mean, that's because guess what? You don't deal with this person day in and day out. Y'all don't, like I said, live with each other. So guess what? You don't have really room to sit up here and clash. And that person is trying to make you feel like, guess what? You're not going to never argue with them. You don't start dealing with that until, guess what? Things get more serious in this new situation. Break up this little happy home that you done build with your wife. And then guess what? Now she don't get to just chill with you, go out on dates, sit up here and do your little, late night specials and keep it moving. Because now you like, here, I can't go home now because she don't want to deal with me. She didn't find out about you. So now you want her to step up to be a long-term relationship, and she didn't flip the script on you. It's like, nah, that's not what I want. I just want us to come together. We dating, but we ain't exclusively dating. We screwing around, but we ain't exclusively gonna be dating together. I ain't looking for nothing long term with you. You already told me about your situation, and I know you're not over that person. So I was never gonna put myself in a situation where guess what? I'm gonna be exclusively to you. And sometimes you have to realize when you deal, especially when you're dealing with temptation, when it comes to relationship, some people will pretend to be everything that you want them to be until they break up the situation or relationship that you had that's actually meant for you. And once they can tear you away from that, they have no use for you. They know you're not gonna be able to be focused and want to do the things for them that you were doing for them, as long as you was in a relationship, an exclusive relationship. They know you heartbroken because now you know, now your judgment is off. You're heartbroken because the person that found out that you thought wasn't gonna find out. Your main gal found out what you were doing. So therefore, now she got to play the role of being the main woman when she wasn't planning on doing that. That's one temptation. Another temptation you can look at. Hey, I want, I want to live a rich lifestyle when unfortunately my job is not paying me to live a rich lifestyle. I want to, expensive clothes. I want expensive shoes. I want to live in an expensive townhome. I want to live in an expensive house, drive some expensive cars, and take expensive trips. But my career job is barely getting me by check to check, let alone living comfortable after paying my bills. I'm seeing other people in my circle move up. I'm around people that's making power moves, but I can't seem to catch the wave. So what can I do? I don't want to go and be stuck in school again, trying to get a degree, even though that's probably the right path you need to go. What can I do to sit up here where I can be instantly feeling like I'm one of them? Some people get into selling drugs. Some people get into credit fraud. All types of, some people, get into robbing banks. All the things that that when you really thought about even consider doing it, you already knew it was wrong off the rip. But you got so caught up in, wanting to fit in to a certain crowd and wanting to live a certain lifestyle, but you haven't put yourself in position legally for you to be afforded the opportunity to live those type of lifestyle. Those people who live in multiple expensive homes and townhomes and lofts and having chauffeurs and doing all that, they paid a price to get those types of lifestyles. They went to school, got them a degree. They did internships. They didn't sacrifice being out in the club, partying and traveling all the time until they got into their career that they earned through a degree and through maybe internship. And so now, guess what? They can do that on their own. That's why they're able to do it now. Now they can use PTO time and actually go on vacation and not just use PTO time as, okay, I'm just going to take the time away from the job, but I'm not going to be able, I can't financially be able to afford to actually go and take a trip. I can't do that now because, I just basically got to stay at home and just get paid versus, okay, I didn't put PTO time in and I can take a trip to Jamaica. I can take a trip to Italy. I can take a trip to Paris and different places and really see the world and experience different things. Experience, coast to coast. Renting out fancy cars and, doing different events, going to different events in different cities and in different countries and seeing how their lifestyle is. They put themselves in that position. But a lot of times when you don't want to pay that price, something that's going to pay off legally for you, you try to take a shortcut, and that's usually going to be something that's going to catch up with you in the long run, and you're going to be paying for it a lot longer than the lifestyle that you put yourself in illegally is going to afford you. Like I said, people start off doing that and it seems like it's just fine. You're not getting caught. Everything seems like it's running smooth. You don't know. These folks, them folks looking at you. They done picked up. Sometimes your friends start envying you when they start seeing you living a certain lifestyle and they know you ain't, legally earned that lifestyle. You doing some illegal ass shit. They would tend to drop dimes on you and build that paper trail on you. And guess what? Once they feel like they got enough on you to where they know they can get without a shadow of a doubt a conviction on you, that's when they gonna come looking for you. And guess what? You can get to a good lawyer all you want to. They're gonna have so much stuff on you, wiretaps, photos, videotapes, or maybe some transactions, all types of stuff. Your lawyer can only talk you out of so much stuff, but when you just got so much evidence like that, just bam, 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 man, you might as well just take a plea deal. And it's still gonna take away, parts of your life that you ain't gonna be able to get back. And then and even if you straighten up your life, you're gonna have to explain that the rest of your life. Every time you try to go get a job, every time you try to do certain things in life, they're gonna ask you, do you have felonies on your record? Why you have these felonies? You're gonna have to keep explaining that for the rest of your life. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Like I said, same thing. But like I said, when I was saying, creeping around, because guess what? You couldn't get you and your main lady ain't getting along, so now you think bring somebody else in the equation. Like I said, it's gonna fill that void. And a lot of times they don't, man. They don't. That new person don't always be the answer. It just don't be that way. And to people who wants to live a certain lifestyle, man, make the sacrifice, to where it pays off for you legally in the long run. Don't start getting into a life of crime. Don't start, because you so desperate that you're willing to do anything to make a buck, even if it's gonna take you away from your family and friends, your kids. It's already hard enough keeping your kids in line when you not behind bars. It's even harder when you sitting up here behind bars trying to tell them not to do something and they seen you do it. A lot of times kids gonna look at it like this: I can do what I want, Dad. Or I can do what I want, Mom. You ain't here to stop me. They feel like, hell, they can talk to you any other way now. What you gonna do? The guard sitting right there in the corner saying, you got 15 more minutes. Your 15 minutes almost up. Meanwhile, you left them out there to defend themselves on their own. Or like I said, you stepping out on your lady. Now you putting her at risk because you probably off and on. One minute you have protected sex, next minute you have unprotected sex. Now you putting your health at risk. Now you putting her health at risk. It's not worth it. Temptation, is a lot of times, for the most part, it's just something that is something that you should be wise enough not to do. And when you know better, you do better. So whether that's cheating in a relationship, cheating your way to success, two wrongs don't make it right. Wrong is wrong. If you feel in your gut that whatever you're trying to do is gonna be wrong, don't try to justify it in your mind for you to be able to go do it. Basically try to justify it in your mind. Okay, this is the right thing to do for me right now. I'm just gonna do it for a little while. No. You're gonna do it for a little while, then you're gonna get comfortable with the lifestyle, or you're gonna get comfortable, with whatever you're doing illegally. And then at some point, because you're not getting caught, you're going to get so comfortable that you're going to relax up on it. And that's when you get caught. And like I said, that's where they're living a life of crime. Like I said, doing credit fraud, all types of, illegal stuff, that you ain't supposed to be doing. I know times is hard. We all hitting it. We all getting in struggle. Some of us working 2, sometimes 3 jobs. I was working 2 jobs, but guess what? The only time I was getting proper sleep was on my breaks. My 15-minute break, I was going to sleep. If I had an hour lunch, I'm going to sleep on that. 30-minute lunch, I'm going to sleep on that. Because by the time I would get home, it was 1 o'clock. So then I had to sit up here, get right back up, get my children ready, and then go right back to a job again. And even with 2 jobs, I was still sitting up here struggling. But guess what? You can't talk me into doing an illegal. I've done things in my life I ain't necessarily proud of. But guess what? I'm a family man, been a family man for quite some time, single father, and I want to lead by example. I can't be sitting up here telling my children, to live right and do this and keep the faith in God, and God gonna see you through, and He's not gonna bring you this far just to sit up here and let you down, and all the good cliches that we say. And then I'm doing the exact opposite. That's being hypocritical. My situation ain't the greatest now, but there's no way I'm gonna sit up here and risk my freedom to do something that's only gonna be for short term. So, to y'all who, are in a financial bond like myself, you know, living check to check and having a budget and postpone how you're gonna pay your bills and you don't see how you're gonna get yourself out of this situation. Keep your faith in God and talk to that man and ask him, hey, what do I need to do for if you're in a relationship that you think might not be going the right way. You don't know if you need to stay in it or you need to leave. Talk to God if you're dealing with financial burdens on what should your next move be. He's gonna tell you exactly what you need to know. He's gonna show you exactly what you need to be doing. It might not be right there when you ask, but periodically throughout your life, you're gonna see within time, he's gonna show you the right path. But you gotta be not stubborn and listen and actually see what he's putting in front of you. And therefore you'll know what you need to do. That's gonna be legal. He's not gonna lead you into a life of crime. That's the devil. And trust me, the devil works 24 hours, 365. He don't care if it's hot, raining, snow, thunderstorm, flood, dust storm, no matter what the weather is. He don't have no off days. He don't put no PTO days in and say, hey, I'm not gonna be the devil no more. I'm not gonna be doing evil to people and leading them into a life of crime, or leading them down destruction, a path of destruction. That's what he thrives off of. You gotta be strong enough and you gotta be believing enough in God to say, hey, I know better. I know better, so I do better. I believe in you. Even when I thought I didn't, down on my luck, I didn't see how I was gonna make it. You always showed me and brought it a way for me to be able to sit up here, get back on the right path. And like I said, we as humans, we gotta start putting God first and actually believing in Him. Not just saying we do, and as soon as things get rough, we want to do it our way. Our way is not the right way. His way is the right way. I've seen it too many times where I thought things was never gonna turn around, and man, as you see me sitting on this bed, I got down on my knees. I got down on my knees and prayed to that man and said, hey, whatever I need to do, I'll do it. Whatever you want me to do, show it to me, and I'm gonna do it. I might not do everything perfect. I'm gonna be flawed. Nobody is walking this God green earth is perfect, but I'm gonna do my best to let you lead. And He'll do it. It don't have to be perfect. But when you put Him first, you can't go wrong. No, am I not rich? I'm not rich. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten closer to Him. And man, I'm more happy now than I've ever been. So keep that man first and avoid temptation. If you feel like you're in a situation where you're getting tempted to do something that you know is wrong, go to Him first.